How to Train Your Dragon is one of my favorite newer IPs. It was a beautiful series with a perfect ending, and when we first found out that there would be a live-action adaptation of this, I couldn't be more disappointed because we just knew they would mess it up. Either the CGI would kill the movie, they'd change the script and characters, or they wouldn't be able to capture the essence of the original, and unfortunately now we found out that they are, of course, race-swapping Astrid and have gotten completely destroyed over it. I have a few different things to show off, but before we get into the topic, if you enjoy the content that I create, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. Follow me on social media like Twitter or mine so that you can see when my content is posted. And of course, if you do really enjoy the videos and the live streams that I create, please consider becoming a Dark Titan via Patreon or a supporter via YouTube membership. Now, we found this out a few days ago. It says Nico Parker has been cast as Astrid in the live-action How to Train Your Dragon movie. Now, if you do not know who this actress is, she was in The Last of Us. She played Joel's daughter at the very beginning of the series. And that was actually a race-swapped role as well. She replaced a blonde-hair, blue-eyed character just like she is doing here. And this actress is extremely pretty. Let me just put that out there right now, okay? She is a very gorgeous actress, but unfortunately, she is being cast in projects that she just doesn't really fit, leading to a lot of backlash surrounding her. I do not have any specific problems with her as an actress, right? I've only seen her in one thing, which happened to be The Last of Us live-action adaptation that, in my opinion, was not great. But when I think of Astrid, I do not think of this actress, and obviously most other people don't either. I think it's important to point out, because a lot of other people are bringing this up in the conversation, that, oh, in the animated, Astrid was voiced by America Ferrera, a Latina, and no one complained. And you're right, no one complained, but why is that? Because she sounded good enough, and that's what matters. But when we go to a live-action format, not only do you have to sound the part, but also look the part, and this actress is just simply very far from what Astrid looked like. In a perfect world, her casting wouldn't matter if she can act. I personally, like I mentioned, have only seen her in one thing, but the problem is companies aren't casting without having an agenda. They're casting with a DEI checklist in mind, and that right there is the problem. I'm sure they're not going to give her a blonde wig or give her blue eye contacts, because then they'd be accused of hiding her real beauty by lunatics that they did this for. So it's really a lose-lose, and they are being absolutely destroyed over this right now. I mean, this post has 7.9 million views, and people are very clearly upset. I've said it 100 times, I am sick of live-action adaptations. None of them have gone well. When it comes to Disney, or even look at anime live-action adaptations, I mean, most of them have been pretty freaking awful. So there were no blue-eyed, blonde-haired, Nordic-looking actresses available. Yeah, I mean, they are Vikings, and this takes place in Scandinavia. That's why she was a lighter-skinned, blonde-haired, blue-eyed character. Can't believe they're making a live action of this. I hope it doesn't flop. I loved How to Train Your Dragon. It was perfect. They were emotional. You had so much character development. They were beautiful. The overall plot was solid, and it ended perfectly. I was so afraid once we got to the third film that they were going to mess it up, but all of the movies were just superb. It does not need a live action adaptation. It is going to be awful. I can already feel it in my freaking bones. Say psych right now. A live action? Oh my god. I'm so sick of this shit. I have to agree. I am sick of it as well. I would rather Disney, DreamWorks, all of these companies create new, original, unique stories instead of taking other ones with characters we love and repurposing them, recycling them. People do not want that. And time again, we have said this, but it's like they just are not listening. Oh my gosh, y'all, Hollywood came up with an original movie plot, so you can't make this stuff up. People saying that so they are serious about making this live action remake. When we first heard about it a few months ago, it did seem like it was kind of up in the air, that they were considering it, they were thinking about it, but it wasn't officially greenlit. But I guess they are officially greenlighting it. And a lot of people are also pretty skeptical about Hiccup's casting. This is actually the main actor in The Black Phone, which I thought was a fantastic movie, and I thought that this actor did a good job as well. Do I see Hiccup when I look at him? Not necessarily, but at the same time, I do think that he looks close enough, and I think that he does have a lot of potential as an actor in general, so I think that he is probably going to do a good job. It's hard for me to imagine human beings as animated characters a lot of the time, but he does, definitely look the part. My only worry is if they decide to do a sequel to it, and they actually do make the, second movie a live action, or the whole trilogy a live action, primarily because there is a big time gap between each movie. But I think that he can play the part, at least in the first one. I honestly don't think that they're going to do all three as live action, but there are some people saying things like, they do need to make small changes, primarily the hair, which I do agree with. He's got a lot of hair. And I'm sure, honestly, if you, straightened it, it would probably fit. But people are saying things like, fix the hair and he fits. Looks pretty good for the role. Real hair in the books, he very clearly had red hair. He didn't have red hair in the animated, though. It had, a tiny twinge of red, but that was about it. I mean, another ginger being erased by Hollywood. Who could have seen that one coming? No one wants this movie to begin with. I completely agree. I wish that they just would not come out with this. I mean, these are beloved films. Look at the ratings of these movies. All three of them are almost perfect. The first one, a 99% and a 91%. The sequel, 92 to 89. The third, a 90 to 86. All three of these fantastic. It does not need a remake, live action adaptation. I'm pretty sad to hear that they're doing this in general. I'm sure that they're going to screw up a bunch with this film, but yes, right now they are facing a massive amount of backlash for casting Nico Parker as Astrid, and people are just questioning what else they're going to get wrong with this movie. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this and of course found it important and informative, please make sure to give it a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you didn't, make sure to give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I will talk to you all again in the next video really soon.